Hey, this is Firestarter, and welcome to Let's Play Democracy 3. I picked this game up mostly because I watched a YouTube video from Total Biscuit called WTF is Democracy 3, and he made the game look really interesting. And that's weird for me because I'm not big into politics. In fact, I really don't know much about politics at all. And that's mostly because, growing up, I used to see all these preteens and teenagers, fight each other over politics when they really did not know what they were talking about, and I didn't want to have anything to do with that. So, I'm not a voter. I'm not involved in politics at all. So, take that for what it is. I'm probably going to make some decisions here that doesn't make any sense, but, whatever. This is a game. Also, I did not give up on my Let's Play videos of Distant Worlds. And the reason for the huge delay lately, I guess in the last month I haven't released any videos, is because I've been really busy on creating my game engine. Now, you may or may not have seen the video I created on the progress of the RPG, of the game engine I'm working on. But yeah, that's what I've been working on lately. And I'm at a crossroads right now because I'm in the middle of rewriting it right now. And this is something that I do as a hobby. I'm not a professional coder, you know. So, and I'm, doing it solo. So it takes me quite a while. I mean, that engine alone, it took me, I don't know, 5 months to create, maybe 6, 7 months to create what you saw in that one video. And like I said, I'm at a crossroads right now because I am looking at rewriting it, and actually have rewrote a lot of it. But then I'm looking at stuff like Unity Engine. I'm like thinking maybe I should just go ahead and use Unity Engine. I mean, there's an engine right there created. I can base my game off of it, and it would save me a ton of time. However, it's just a lot more fun creating your own game engine by scratch. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to let you know I'm not giving up on my Distant Worlds videos. In fact, I'll be uploading a few videos here pretty soon. Anyway, back to this game. I did play the tutorial, and I played one other game after that. To be honest with you, um, I guess I'm terrible because I got assassinated. So, uh, I don't know what happened there. I thought I was doing good. I was unlocking a bunch of achievements, but right after the start of my second term, yep, I got assassinated. So I'm gonna try again here, obviously. I will pick the United States, and player's party name. Well, I see, I'm not Republic, Republican or Democratic. I guess I'm in between. Um, I like some views of the Republicans and some views of the Democrats, but then again, I don't know really much about politics, so I'm just gonna pick something here. Let's see, the Freedom Party. There we go. Opposition, the Jehovah Party. That sounds fine. Term limit. I'm gonna go with no limit. Although it is very likely that I'm going to be assassinated at the start of the second term. So, here we go. Alright, so health is a problem, and crime is a major concern with us right now. Check that out. This bar is almost maxed out. Poverty is high, and unemployment very high. Yeah, we have a lot of problems to fix here, but education is pretty good. Alright, I'm thinking I might focus on the GDP here. So let's go ahead and begin our term. Our popularity is really low, even though we just got elected here. Current value is 11.3. And it's weird because we have a peak value of 13.25, but I just got elected. So, yeah, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, let's take a look at the GDP. What is negatively affecting our GDP? Skill shortage. Okay, let's take a look at skills shortage. And education, immigration are the two factors affecting skill shortage. Let's take a look at education then. What can we do to? I mean, you know, uh, the initial screen there showed that our education was at good levels, so that's pretty weird that that's negatively affecting our GDP. Uh, well, either way, let's see how we can turn this around. So, technology. Let's take a look at that. We have space funding. How much money are we spending in that? $48 billion. And actually, let me back out of here. We have a 3.2 trillion debt. That's a lot. And we have a $90 billion deficit. So let's take a look at our expenditures here real quick. And we're spending a ton of money on military and state pensions. First off, I'm going to look at state pensions here. Rather than leave it up to the individual people to provide for themselves after retirement, state pensions can guarantee a minimum standard of living for the elderly. Beware that as life expectancy rises, the cost of paying out pensions increases hugely. The level of state pension may encourage or discourage citizens to save into private pension plans. Now, I'm looking at possibly lowering this. I mean, $200 billion per quarter. I want to balance the budget here, right? Um, First off, I want to see of how many people, like, what percentage of the voters are retired people. I know there's probably opinion polls. Retired, 21.8%. That's a big chunk of people right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and lower pensions. Expenditure, state pensions. Let's go ahead and lower that to, I don't know, 150 billion. How's that going to affect us? Capitalists, they're going to like us a little bit more. Retired people, of course, they're not going to like this, but, you know, the green bar is still pretty good right there, right? Still 25% at the very least. The poor people, not going to like it. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do this. Apply changes. Yes. All right, and we'll take a look at military spending. $239 billion per quarter, per term. Let's see. If we lower this, the Patriots, wow, they're affected by a lot. State employees. And actually, unemployment rises when I do this, so let's try to, I don't know, get this to like $200 billion per quarter. I do not have enough political capital to do this. Okay, so we're going to look at that in the future. Actually, we only have 3 capital right now, so I'm going to go on to the next turn then. Debt protection law. Okay, so debt collection agencies have been in the news because of the aggressive methods they are using to extract payment from people who owe large sums of money. These debt collection agencies provide credit to people whom larger, more respectable companies will not lend money. A law is proposed to limit the ways in which such agencies can operate. Alright, so we can limit agency activity. These agencies are preying on the weakest and poorest in our society, often tricking them into borrowing money at exorbitant rates that can never be repaid. This is little more than extortion, blah blah blah. Or we can allow agencies to operate. Nobody forces people to borrow money they can't repay, and to restrict the rights of debt agencies to recover legitimate debts would be counterproductive. I'm on the fence on this one. Let's go ahead and allow agencies to operate. And here I wonder why I got assassinated last term. I'm not sure if I actually, I honestly don't remember if that event or whatever came up last time. Okay, so we have 32 capital right now. And look at that, popularity went up even though I lowered state pensions. Um, let me go ahead and take a look at that real quick. How long is that going to take? How long is it going to? Let's say that this is 12 turns for it to take a full effect in 8 turns here. So everything else is fine though. The retired people still like us. The poor people, they kind of like us, I guess. Poverty's still low or high. Whatever. Let's see if we can lower our military spending. We lowered our deficit from what, 90 billion to 40 billion, and all we did was lower pension budget. So let's take this down to a 200 billion if we can afford the capital to do this. Unemployment will raise, but I will look at some solutions to correct that problem. Now we have 13 capital to play with, and I think my focus here is our GDP. I mean, we're taking a look at our deficit. We want to balance the budget. Um, let's look at our skills shortage. Education, state schools. Free education for all ensures high levels of literacy and can be beneficial to the economy, especially those parts of the economy requiring skilled workforce. Well, there we go. This is something I want to work on. Popularity with the voters, 73%. But obviously, this is a bill that was already enacted. Rather, I do not have enough capital to mess with this. And check this out. When I raise the slider, I mean, we're going to be spending a lot of money on this if we increase this, and we're trying to balance the budget at the same time. However, the long-term effects of increasing our state school spending could be very beneficial, especially if we want to increase our GDP. Insufficient, yeah, we know that. So we still have 13 capital to mess with. So let's take a look at this. Immigration. Let's take a look at immigration. Border controls. Alright. We're only spending $3 billion per quarter on, what are we doing here? Some people argue that these immigrants cause crime, while others that they take jobs away from our own citizens. Border controls can be effective in reducing illegal immigration. Now, this has a negative impact on my voters. And what happens when I increase this? Oh, wow. Hmm. I don't think I'm gonna mess with that. I think I want to increase school or education spending. Let's go ahead and take a look at private schools. Do we have enough capital to work with that? State schools. No, we don't. So I'm going to go ahead and go next turn. Ban alcohol adverts. Let's take a look at this. There is a proposal for a law to outlaw the advertising of alcohol on television. Although it would remain legal to advertise on radio, billboards, and other means, a TV ban is seen as a potential way to reduce alcohol intake by our citizens. Now, I'm biased on this because, first off, well, the only reason I guess is I'm drinking a few beers right now. But let's see what they say about this. Reject ban. This law is crazy. Either you have a ban on a product or you do not. Which, I think I agree on that. Approved ban, it might not stop alcoholism overnight, but a TV ad ban is a step in the right direction. I'm going to reject the ban. Economic forecast. The global economy is doing well, and this is having a positive effect on our GDP. Cool. And I'm not seeing any changes up here, so I do want it to decrease unemployment. If I decrease unemployment, that should increase our GDP as well, right? Where's the GDP icon? There it is. Where's unemployment? Is there anything we can do here? Rail subsidies? Now let's take a look at the commuters here. They're in the yellow. I think they're indifferent. I don't know. Let's take a look at our cabinet, though. Where's Icon? Right there. Anyone sympathetic to the commuters? Well, first off, our foreign policy minister, he's sympathetic to them. Economy minister as well. So most of these guys are sympathetic to the commuters. So I'm looking at probably want to appease those type of people so I can maximize the amount of political capital I gain per turn. Now, what's up with this Law and Order guy? Only plus 2.8. He sympathizes with the trade unionists and the commuters. Almost said communists. Let's take a look at the commuters. Traffic congestion is a big problem. Although, you know what? I'm probably not going to deal with this right now because my focus is on the GDP. Where's the education? Right there. State schools. Let's go ahead and well, before I do that, cancel. What's my deficit? Only 7 billion. So I have almost balanced the budget here, but I'm going to be increasing spending here, so that doesn't make a difference at this point. So if I increase that, the poor, socialist, education will go up, poverty will decrease, if I'm reading that right. Unemployment will decrease. I see this as a win-win situation. We'll give them modern textbooks. Let's increase the budget up to 125 billion. Implementation delay 12 turns. So it's going to take a while for us to see the effects of this. We're going to go ahead and apply changes. We have 22 capital to work with right now. What else can we do here? Let's take a look at education, private schools. All right, we just did that. School vouchers. Let's take a look at school vouchers. A measure designed to encourage the growth of private schooling while still enabling everyone to afford an education. So if we increase our spending here, private schools will go up, poor earnings will go up, equality, that's important, go up, socialism down. Let's go ahead and increase our spending to 40 billion. Alright, 15 political capital to work with. Still need to do something about the GDP. Crime is negatively affecting it, as well as traffic congestion. Now I can appease our commuters by taking care of the traffic congestion problem, and also hopefully positively affect our GDP. So let's go ahead and take a look at traffic congestion. We have road building negatively affecting that. Now why? We're spending $64 billion a turn. Motorists will like us more, environmentalists of course won't. Car usage will go up, traffic congestion will go up big time. Unemployment will go down. I don't know, let's just increase this a little bit to appease our motorists. Let's take that up to 70 billion. That's a pretty significant amount. It's more than 2 times what the motorists think of us right now, and we don't have enough political capital to do this anyway. So let's take a look at implementing new policies. And let's take a look at public services, maybe something here for the schools, university grants. Although not all citizens will pursue a university education, governments can provide subsidies to students to encourage a more educated workforce. Potential costs anywhere from 4.7 billion to 61 billion. Potential income, we won't get any income from that. Implementation time 2 quarters. Let's see how that's going to affect us here. Skill shortage will go down big time with this. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Only a 2-turn delay. So we give grants to poor students, partial grants, grants for all, or generous grants for 60 billion. I'm trying to balance my budget in the same time, so let's go with partial grants. Apply changes. Next turn. Stress epidemic. Okay, that was annoying. Doctors have warned that our businesses are working people too hard, which is leading to dangerously high levels of stress for people with full time jobs. Sorry, don't sympathize with you. We're not seeing any effects yet on our quarterly report. Let's take a look at our cabinet. Still a 2.5 here. Our foreign policy minister, he's giving less right now. His loyalty is going down. Yeah, he sympathizes with the commuters, but we are addressing that issue right now. So, GDP. And what about our popularity? Okay, we leveled out here. Current value 20%. Our peak was 21, almost 22%. So, we're looking good right now. Uh, what do we want to do? Well, obviously, GDP is my main focus right now. We still have the skills shortage problem, but the policies that I have changed, they have little lag, so let's just not. Yeah, we'll not deal with that right now. Although maybe we can do something else here. Technology. Technology grants. If we increase that, technology will go up, unemployment will go down. Religious people won't like this. Increases our productivity and our GDP. I'm going to accept. Alright, 22 capital to work with. Are there any other issues I want to deal with right now? Where is unemployment? Let's take a look at GDP. Is unemployment somewhere here? I don't know. We have a $63 billion deficit. How am I going to change this? If we keep increasing our deficit, I mean, we did decrease our deficit overall, but if we keep spending more, our GDP will go down. And that's an issue I'm trying to work on right now. Hey, there's unemployment. I don't know, can we increase our police force? Reduce crime? That's not too much money here, so our crime will go down by a huge factor. Violent crime as well. Conservatives and state employees will love this. Unemployment will go down just slightly. Antisocial behavior will go down significantly. This is a win. What am I spending right now? Like $32 billion per quarter. I can bring that up to a 53, and we have a lot of positive effects here. So I'm going to apply. Yes. And what is that? A tobacco tax. People are not going to like this, but I'm trying to balance the budget, and I'm going to assume that taxing tobacco is a good way of doing this. Look at that, $102 billion per quarter. Tobacco usage will go down by a lot. You see this, everyone. This affects everyone. Everyone. They're not going to like this. Let's go ahead and tax this by 35%. I do not have the political capital. Okay. What else do I want to do? An oil tax? The popularity with the voters will not like this. However, let's see how much money I can get out of this. So let's do a 15% tax. $91 billion per quarter. Environmentalists will start to like us better. And no, we don't have enough political capital. Let's go ahead and go next turn. Child labor law. Too many of our younger citizens are leaving school early in order to take up low-paying jobs. Some are even skipping school to work full-time when they should be learning. So do we want to criminalize child labor or leave law unchanged? Let's go ahead and criminalize child labor. Okay. So we have 42 political capital to work with. Let me take a look at my cabinet. Law and Order, I mean, his loyalty is decreasing big time. What's up with you commuters? Yeah, before I mess with all that, let's go ahead and let's do this oil or petrol tax. Do like a 15%, right? $91 billion earned per quarter in comparison to 30. Let's go and do that. 15 apply. We have 6 political capital to work with now, which probably won't get us anywhere. Let's see what we can do here. A junk food tax. People aren't gonna like that. Race Discrimination Act. Potential cost 121 million to 218 million. That's really not a lot of money when you consider we had a 60 billion deficit. Racial tension will go down. And you know that's the reason why I got assassinated last time, because racial tension was high. I ignored all these people, so let's go ahead and enact a Race Discrimination Act, which is good, of course. Alright. We still have 4 political capital to work with, but I don't think we can do much with that. Let's go ahead and go next turn. Credit rating downgraded. Current credit rating is a B, and this is an issue I'm trying to work on right now, so let's take a look at our skills shortage. Immigration isn't really a big factor, it's our education. But there's this lag. I mean, we have, what they call the inertia effect. So I'm not going to mess with anything here because we have policies changed or enacted that's going to help us. And actually, education is going up here, so this is going to affect our GDP. Well, it'll affect our skills shortage. Hopefully. Let's see here. A tobacco tax. We have a 61 billion deficit still. Let's go into this tobacco tax. 40%. 54 billion per quarter in comparison to the 16. Let's do it. We need to balance the budget. I have no political capital to work with, so let's go ahead and go next. Sweatshop scandal. Oh, check that out. Skills shortage. The situation is now at an end. So our GDP, look at that green triangle. So we have successfully dealt, or at least in the short term, dealt with our GDP problem. And actually, if our skill shortage problem is ended, this will help us out in the long term. Poverty. That's a green triangle. Is our poverty increasing or is our poverty lowering? I don't know. Our crime is decreasing here. Alright. So where's the poverty? Right here. State schools negatively affecting poverty. We have state pensions, unemployment benefit. Take a look at homelessness real quick. Or unemployment is a big factor in that, right? Well, see, I just got this game, so the way I'm looking at this, like, you see some of these red things, like private schools. Is that decreasing unemployment? That's the way I'm looking at it right now. And then, as a result of our unemployment, you see the green line over here is increasing drug addiction. I think I'm reading this right. So, we have a $50 billion deficit. We really can't afford to do much. We can start increasing some of our taxes, I guess. I don't know. Let's look at our commuters real quick, because if I look at my Law and Order minister, we're losing loyalty there fast. Our foreign policy guy. Let's appease the commuters here. Traffic congestion. Let's increase road building. Go with some expansion. Let's increase our spending here to 80 billion. 16 turns to implement. Wow. I don't have any more political capital to work with. Well, let's go next turn. Antisocial behavior is at an end. Awesome. Unemployment is going down and crime is going down. Vigilante mobs. The situation is now at an end. Awesome. The poor people. Percentage of population 24%. We're appeasing these guys. Their opinion is increasing. Conservatives as well. Liberals hate us. Environmentalists, of course, they hate us. We've increased our spending on road building. We're doing a lot of expansion right now. I'll check that out. We have a surplus of $166 billion. Our debt should be going down by a lot now. Okay, so I'm thinking about increasing spending in other areas. Homelessness. What can I do here? Private housing. Not too much there. Alright, let's see if we can enact or throw out some new policies. Welfare. State housing. Some citizens prefer to own their own homes, but the cost of housing is such that a large proportion of the population live in rental accommodation. State housing is provided at a reduced rate to those who cannot afford to pay the market price. This can be expensive to fund, but the social benefits are also significant, and potential costs are very high. Let's get something else. Economy. Recycling. If we increase this, the environmentalists will like us more, the environment will increase, and really not that much more spending. I mean, really, 9 billion. We have 160 some billion surplus. So let's go ahead and apply that. Free school meals. This is very popular with the voters. We can start looking at increasing our popularity. Poverty will go down. This is just a win-win. Only $7 billion per quarter spent here. Gotta do it. Next turn. Message from minister. Yeah, we're trying to address that, dude. Your loyalty's going down. Public smoking ban. There are a number of suspected links between smoking and poor health. And you know I'm biased on this one because I'm a smoker. However, I don't mind the public smoking ban in real life, and I'm a smoker, so there you go. However, in this game, I'm trying to increase my popularity. You know, this can go either way. I'm just gonna go ahead and go ban public smoking. Our GDP is going down. Let's, what can we do here? Traffic congestion is negatively impacting that. Crime. How about an alcohol tax? That was a major problem. Alcohol abuse. Alcohol consumption's up here. Alcohol law. I don't know. Is there no alcohol tax enacted right now? No. We need what? 30 political capital. Let's go ahead and go next turn. I'm going to implement an alcohol tax. Unemployment is rising. Oil pipeline attacked. Revolutionary Army. Wow. I need to do something about this before I get assassinated for too long. I'm not too worried yet, though. Let's go ahead and tax alcohol. Decrease alcohol consumption by a little bit. Let's go with like a 15% tax. We still have 10 political capital to work with here. So what are we gonna do? Homelessness. Private housing. No, we can't do anything there. Unemployed benefit. We do have a surplus. Why don't we increase unemployed benefits a little bit? Homelessness will decrease by a big factor here. We're gonna go with, I don't know, $20 billion spending. 1 day to implement, or 1 turn, and we do not have the political capital to do this. Alright, let's go next turn. Children's food. A law has been proposed to regulate the fat content and nutritional value of food sold to children, including food sold in fast food restaurants and, of course, food served in schools. We're going to leave the law unchanged. Homelessness, what was I doing? Unemployed benefit, we were increasing that up to a 20 billion spending. Alright. And oh, what else can I do here? I mean, we do have a 91 billion surplus. It'll go down to what, 80 or 70 next turn. We should look at increasing our popularity a little bit, I think, too. We are at a 52% though, and which is our peak. So let's go ahead and, since we have a surplus, I don't mind doing some spending here. Let's go with the health free eye test. People should like that. There's not really a big cost factor in this. The wealthy won't like this. The socialists will. We're gonna implement that. What else can we do here? Telecommuting initiative. Working from home is seen as desirable because it reduces the pressure on transport infrastructure. If we increase that, trade unionists will like us more. Let's go ahead and do that. Next turn. Freedom of information. There have been calls for a law to increase the availability of information held on databases about citizens without their knowledge. Okay, I'm pretty biased on this one. Nobody likes the idea of government holding information about them. Reject. Alright. So we still have a 95 billion surplus. Our debt is going down. Let's take a look at our expenditures real quick. Intelligence services. I might, increase that. Will that affect, like the percentage chance or whatever of me getting assassinated if I change this? Like if I put this to max, will that help me out here? I mean, I got a spy satellite network, right? Voters will not like this though. Oh no. GDP. What can I do here? Science funding. We can increase this, that'll affect our GDP positively. Unemployment will go down. There is a lot of positive effects here. I just need to spend a lot of money. So I'm at like 45 billion. I'll spend about 55 billion on this. Take 4 turns to implement. I still have 20 political capital to work with, so what is my popularity? It's increasing. Current value is 60%. That's very nice. I'm gonna keep trying to improve our popularity to ensure we get re-elected here. but also not increase my spending too much here. So, what do I want to do? Public services, um, public libraries. Let's take a look at that. If we enact this, education equality and retired will go up. Okay, so we'll spend what, 5 billion a quarter on this. There we go. Next turn. Law and Order Minister resigns. Nobel Prize. One of our brightest citizens has won the Nobel Prize for chemistry. Nice. Awesome, dude. A new situation has developed. Obesity. We'll have to take a look at that, see how that negatively impacts us. Is that it right here? Alright. So the free school meals is increasing or affecting our obesity problem. Our GDP is increasing our obesity problem. Let's take a look at health over here. Take a look at obesity specifically. Oh, this is that children's food thing. So I chose not to, ban certain kind of foods in children's food, and that is increasing our obesity problem. Let's take a look at our Food Standards Agency. If we increase spending here, farmers will not like us, liberals, health will go up, obesity will go down. But that's only $1.4 billion spent per turn. Let's go ahead and do that. Also, we need to hire a law and order minister. So this person has some experience, loyalty. She sympathizes with the liberal and retired. How are we looking with the liberal and retired people? Liberals don't like us. Retired people like us. Could be a candidate. Let's look at other people here. We're looking at law and order, right? Yes. Right here. Loyalty very high. Sympathizes with the youth and ethnic minorities. I think we're looking good with the ethnic minorities. Let's take a look at this thing here. Ethnic minorities. Okay, they're in different youth. I don't know. Let's go ahead and hire that guy. Okay. Now let's take a look at the ethnic minorities. What's up with these guys? Racial tension is high. Or, well, I don't know. Let's take a look at racial tension. Okay, the Race Discrimination Act is decreasing racial tension, of course. How much? Okay, I'm spending the maximum amount I can with that. Unemployment. What can we do here? Prisons. Let's take a look at prisons. What's going on with prisons? If we increase spending, crime will go down. Unemployment will go down slightly. Let's go ahead and increase our spending to 12 billion per quarter. We still have a 56 billion surplus here, and our debt is now under 3 trillion. So that's nice. What's up with the trade unionists here? Private prisons. Trade unionists, they do not like that at all. Okay. Our popularity has went down slightly, so there's a little bit of concern. Not everyone, people do not like the tobacco tax. I think I can go ahead and lower this down to a 20%. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and go next turn. credit rating upgraded. This is what we're working towards. We have an A credit rating now. We want AAA. Crime going down. Very nice. Poverty going down. So we're looking good. We do need to work on the health problem though. Alright, I'm actually going to end my video here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys next time.